Good morning, bird brains, and welcome back to another episode of Gone Country. Good morning, bird brains, and welcome back to another episode of Gone Country. It's been over 2 weeks since the last video, so this is going to be more of an update video than anything, but a lot has changed, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So like I mentioned, over 2 weeks has passed. The trail cutting party has happened, gone and come, and a lot has changed on the property. So I'm gonna just go ahead and not talk too much here and just start taking you around the property to show you exactly what has changed and what kind of the next plans are. So first off, let's start by talking about the trails, since that's kind of been the highlight because it's really the only thing motorcycle focused that we're doing. Wholly overexposed. Come on. So basically we had the trail cutting party. We had quite a few people show up. I think we had about a little under 10, if I remember correctly, in total. That's not people that were actually working the trail. That was just, you know, we had Uncle Ken and Aunt Faith and my wife. They were pretty much in charge of handling the food and refreshments, making sure everyone stayed hydrated and things like that. And then we had Hasso, Brad, and a couple other guys come out to actually cut the trails. Now, unfortunately, I vastly underestimated how long it was going to take, so I would say we maybe got about halfway done in total. Basically, the first day we spent cleaning the trails as much as we could. We quickly realized that the roots were going to become a big issue and basically abandoned clearing roots for that day. More on that later. But we didn't really find a groove of getting stuff done fast until we only had probably about 2 or 3 hours left in the day. So towards the end of the day, we definitely were turning and burning, but it was a slow start. Day 2 came around and we went ahead and rented a mini excavator, which unfortunately the only video we have of that is this.
As for the little boy,
Look, I've got pedals too.
not only those pedals, there's inner pedals. Inner pedals.
What is that doing?
It sounds like it's cutting the engine. Is it a clutch?
Now I will say, when I got on that machine, I had no earthly idea what I was doing. I was really terrible at it and downright just dangerous. And I'm not one to brag, but by the end of the day, I was pretty damn good. I was taking up roots like it was nobody's business. But of course, there's no video evidence of that, so maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. But anyways, that was pretty much the majority of the trail cutting party. Now, in the weeks since, I haven't really gotten to spend a lot of time on the trails, maybe about 4 or 5 days in total. What I have been doing in those days is continuing clearing. I'd say I'm probably close to about 80% done at this point. But I've also gone ahead and started to mark the trails with the signs, as well as these trail crossing markers that you see down here. That just makes it easier to identify where you're at on the trails and things like that, but still a little work to do on that. Next up on the list is the current double wide, which is over here to my left. I don't know how much I've showed this in past videos, but there used to be a fence running right along here and right along here with a flagpole. That is no longer there. I've gone ahead and taken that out already. Reason being is when we get our new house moved in, all that stuff has to come down. Also, these crepe myrtles that you saw me trim up in one of the previous videos, those are gonna get moved to a different part of the property. My mom really likes them, so I'm gonna probably move them over towards their house. She just doesn't want them to just get torn down, and neither do I. As far as buyers for the current double wide that's on the property, we've had like 2 or 3 people come and be super interested in it and get quotes on moving it and everything, and then kind of just disappear. So I don't know if it was the cost of moving it that kind of deterred them away, or what the deal was, but we had another family come out yesterday and they actually dropped off a check with our representative. So as far as we know, it's sold now, I think. I don't know if they have like an option period to back out or what the deal is, but let me go ahead and just show you what we're dealing with here. So as you can see, there are a lot of trees in the front yard of this property. A lot of big, really pretty oak trees that I would like to keep, but unfortunately we're not going to get to keep all of them. Reason being is that the home that we are replacing this one with is not only wider, but it's also quite a bit longer. If you can see this pink flag down here, that will be where the corner of the new house sits, as well as this pink flag right here. So we're kind of matching where the back is of this. Unfortunately, we are probably going to lose a good portion of that really big tree there. I'm going to try to just trim up whatever's hanging over the house so we don't have to actually tear that one down, but that is kind of undetermined at this point. The ones that we're almost guaranteed to lose are the ones up here. This one right here, that one right there. Those are pretty much guaranteed to come down because, as you can see, the line runs right through there, so don't want it that close. And then the third one we're definitely going to lose is this one right here. So on the topic of cutting down trees, that has been the majority of my life for the past couple of weeks. Reason being is because I know I talked about way early in the episodes of putting the garage a certain place and how we had to move it because of the septic. Well, now that we have a house, we are able to tell where that new house is going to be, where it's going to sit, and then basically we can now plan everything around that. So ignore this tree here, that accidentally fell that way when I was cutting down trees, but that, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, that pink flag there is going to be the corner of the new house. So as you can see, it's going to be quite a bit bigger than what's currently sitting here. And you have to take into account, we've got, I think, 11 foot of porch off the front, and I think 8 or 7 foot of porch off the side, so it's going to be big. But essentially what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to keep the back end of the house where it is now, and this will pretty much extend out to where the edge of the porch is, at least the house will, and then we'll still have a little bit of room to put a porch on the new one. So now that we have that, we were able to plan our driveway, which is now going to be running the length of this, which, as you can see here, we've been doing a lot of tree cutting. That stemmed from not only us knowing now where our driveway is going to be, but also because I really like the way this front yard looks. They pretty much just kept all the big oaks and then got rid of all the trash trees around it. And talked with the missus, and I said, hey, what would you think about kind of, you know, cleaning up that land off to the side? And she's like, I want all the trees gone. I was like, well, that's not going to happen. So we compromised and we kept a lot of the big ones, and it looks way different. I don't know how much you guys saw in the previous episodes, but just looking at it in person, it looks like a completely different piece of land. So that right there is where that fence used to run, right along there. And then this is what we have now. Hopefully I can have some side-by-side shots of what this used to look like, but much more open. It makes it look twice as big. And then up here where these orange flags are, that is where the new driveway will be. So essentially the new driveway will run straight back through here. It's kind of hard to see with all the stumps still in the ground, but the only ones that need to come down that haven't come down so far is this V right here, that'll be coming down, and then this big one right here. Reason I haven't cut those down yet is because those are really big ass trees. I mean, they're probably 50, 60 feet up, and I don't want to crush the house that's currently sitting there in case I make a wrong cut or something. So that's just going to stay there until the old house is moved off. Once that old house is moved off, at that point we can cut down whatever remaining trees we have left, and then once again rent that mini excavator, come in, rip all those stumps out, and it'll be primed and ready to put in a road, which now, I mean, you've already seen the thumbnail. I got a new toy. Let's go take a look at that. Actually, before we go look at the new toy, I want to show you this burn pile. So this is the burn pile that we made with all of the trees that we cut down on this part of the property. This was lit 5-6 days ago. I can still feel the heat coming off of it. You can see, don't know how the camera's picking up, still smoking right there. I mean, I could literally probably roast a hot dog on this pile of what looks to be just dirt, but it is still very, very hot underneath there. That fire got really big, which it was okay. I did it the day after it rained. There was no wind, it was safe. We called the fire department, all that, got the go ahead basically, but the flames of this burn pile were shooting above this tree right here, which is probably 30-40 feet up. So this tree right here, it got a little toasty. I don't know if we might have done some damage to that one, but hopefully it makes a comeback. Also, that one over there has turned a bit of orange. That one was okay. There was one right here which I went ahead and cut down prior to lighting it because it definitely would not have made it. I got a tractor. So here is my new toy, guys. This is the Kubota L2501D. It's the 2020 model. Basically, I got a incredible deal on this thing. It had 18 hours when I got it, which in like car motorcycle terms, that's like less than 1,000 miles. All the dirt and the scratches that you see have been done by me here on the property already. I've already put, see, it's at 22. So I already put 4 hours on this thing, mostly just getting that burn pile stacked up and everything like that. But to kind of give you an idea of how good of a deal I got. So first off, this is the diesel model. It's got the 4-wheel drive. It doesn't have the hydrostatic transmission, so it's not top of the line, but for what I'm using it for, it's absolutely perfect. It has a 2545 loader up front. That's slightly upgraded from the Kubota model. I think it has like 1,200 pound lift capacity, things like that. It already had the fiberglass sunshade up top, which was a huge plus. It has upgraded Goodyear tires, which are apparently kind of like a mixture of agriculture and construction tires. They're a little bit tougher. And then of course it already came with all the 3-point stuff here on the back. But speaking of 3-point attachments, with the tractor I received not one but 2 implements. So this is the Land Pride box blade. I believe it's the 1260 model. This thing is practically brand new. I mean, there's some paint chipping off here and there, but that's, I don't know why they even paint these implements. I mean, they're made from this super raw steel, so the paint just comes off of it. But if you look at the blades themselves, I mean, they haven't even been used. This thing's practically brand new. And it's pretty much the same story on this rotary cutter. This is the RCR 1260. It's kind of like an entry-level brush cutter, but for what we need out here, it's going to handle this stuff awesome. It's slightly smaller than the one that I rented in the previous video, but that's actually a plus because it's going to make getting in between all these trees that much easier. So not only did I get 2 brand new implements and a tractor with under 20 hours, I also got this. So of course I need a way to get the tractor places in case it needs maintenance or what have you. So I said, well, let me know how much it weighs, how long it is. I'm kind of in the market for a trailer. The guy goes, oh, well, I got a trailer I can sell you too. So this is a 2019 Lamar 18-foot utility trailer. It already had this toolbox on it. It also had a weed eater holder on the side of it. I took that off because I'm not going to use that. But this thing has, I think, 7,000 pound towing capacity. It's got the steel ramps that stow away in there. It's got dual tandem axles with brakes, and they also already have done the wood on the inside, so you can use this for material hauling and things of that sort. Outside of that, the only thing I've done to this thing is I actually just went ahead and installed these mounting hooks, these D-rings. That's because without it, there's no place to mount anything. So when we were actually towing the tractor home, we had to loop it over the rails, and you can kind of see where it did some damage on the rails. But once again, this thing's practically brand new. It's got some paint and stuff missing, but tires are in very good condition. It already had a spare wheel attached to it, so I got this thing for less than half price of what it would have cost me new. Which, speaking of price, I got that tractor, both implements, and this trailer for less than the tractor would have cost alone brand new. So I got a hell of a deal, and I'm very happy with my purchase because it's made work around here very, very easy. Okay, so another little change of topic here. Another thing that's changed that I didn't point out over at the other house, but there used to be a carport over by that double wide. It's now right here. So this carport is actually being given or sold to our parents that will be moving into this single wide once we get our new house. So this is going to be taking the place of that, I believe, or somewhere maybe. I don't even think they have really decided where it's going to go yet. It needed to move anyways for that double wide to move, so I went ahead and took this down. Not very easy to do by yourself, but I got it done. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, a lot has been happening these last couple weeks. Unfortunately, a lot's going to be happening in the next few weeks, so I'm not 100% sure how much of that I'm going to be able to film. I'll of course try my best, but it's getting to the point now where it's like it's crunch time, because now we've got deadlines of when the house is going to be here, what needs to be done, rentals and things like that. So I will try my best to record as much as I can, not only for you guys, but I like to have these memories. Like even when I was going back and watching the last episode while I was editing it, so much had changed already. I was like, wow, it looks so different now. I hope that's translating on camera, but I won't know until I see this, I guess. But hopefully I'll have these trails done within the next few weeks. Race season starts back up in, I think, a month from today. So it's knocking on the door, and I'm in no way ready for that physically, mentally, financially. So these next few weeks are gonna be tough. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the updates. What's your favorite? What are you most excited to see? And if I'm missing something, please let me know down in the comments. I will do my best to get a shot of it next time. But anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.